Hey guys, today we're going to do Unit 1, Lesson 4, which is all about rotations. A rotation is a transformation that turns. So every point and its image are the same distance from a given point. You can do a clockwise rotation as well as a counterclockwise rotation. The center of rotation is a fixed point. The origin is typically this fixed point for us. Angle of rotation is the number of degrees that the pre-image will rotate about that fixed point. And typically for our class, our rotations will always turn counterclockwise unless we're told otherwise. So here's my little chart that I have below here. And I did list the clockwise rotations, but also the counterclockwise rotations. Notice that they're exactly opposite. 270 degrees going clockwise is the same rule that we use for 90 degrees going counterclockwise. So what I did was I highlighted in yellow the ones that we will typically be using. So to go counterclockwise would mean that we're going to start at the x-axis and go to the left 90 degrees, or go 180, or go all the way around 270. Now, if you go 360, you're right back where you started, okay? So if you go 360 degrees, you're back where you started. Which would be your original image, okay? Just a side note. And I did add some notes here to kind of help us. So for counterclockwise 90 degrees, you can see that the rule is I'm going to switch the x and y values, switch where they're located, and whatever the y value is, I'm going to change the sign. For 180 degree rotation, I keep the x and y values in the same locations, and I change both signs. Or for a 270 degree rotation, I will switch the x and y values, but only the x value signs will change to the opposite of what they already are. So let's go take a look at some examples. We're going to look at one example of each. And I am going to start with this pre-image. Let me go ahead and focus. Okay, so here's my pre-image, x comma y. So what we want to do for our pre-image is to go ahead and just plot these points and label them so that we can see what our pre-image looks like. Oops, I'm going to zoom out a little. Okay, so this is our pre-image. We're going to take this pre-image and we're going to rotate it counterclockwise 90 degrees. So what I'm going to have to do is take these, the point A, I'm going to take the x and y value, switch them around so that I'll have 1, 2, and then make the y value the opposite sign. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, so I take the original image, 2, 1, I put the 2 in the back, the 1 in the front, and I take whatever this y value is and I change the sign to a -1. So if you are completing this practice with me, go ahead and pause the video right now and then see if you can fill in B, C, and D below this using the same rule. Alrighty, so here are my B, C, and D values. Go ahead and check them with your solutions. Once we have the new ordered pairs for our image, what we want to do is go ahead and plot it. And so you can see that it moved from here to here. All right. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take our original pre-image again, which again is right here. And we're next going to rotate it all the way around to this quadrant. So let's take a look at what that rule will be. Okay, so we need to take our original points and we need to keep them in their same location, but change both of the signs. So if you're following along with me, go ahead and pause this video now, and I want you to fill in A through D right under here. All right, as soon as you've gotten A through D filled in, let's go ahead and check them with my solutions. Notice 2, 1, 2, 1, 7, 1, 7, 1. They're in the same locations. I just changed all the signs to whatever is opposite. Now what I want to do is I want to plot all 4 of these points and label them. And so here's what this will look like for me. Okay, if you notice, the A value is staying the closest to the center of origin because this is the point that we're rotating around. So see, look, the A is the closest. The A value is still the closest. And right here, the A value was the closest point to the origin. So that A value is just moving around, okay, along with all the other points that are moving like this. Now let's take a look at our rule for 270 degrees, okay? So our rule for a 270 degree rotation is going to take this image and rotate it, or this pre-image, and rotate it all the way around to here. So keeping in mind that the A is closest to the origin, I would expect the A to be pretty close to right here, right? Over 2, down 1. So positive 2, negative 1. I'm sorry, positive 1, negative 2, because it rotated, but not a reflection. I was thinking the wrong one for a sec. So we are rotating that. Okay. So we are going to flip the X and Y values to the opposite places. And whatever the X value is, we're going to change it to the opposite sign. So 2, 1 became 1, negative 2. Let's go ahead and follow this rule all the way through B, C, and D. And you can see how that rule applies to each individual point. Okay, if you'd like now, go ahead and pause your video and see if you can plot these points accurately and label them. And so now that you have plotted and labeled your points, let's take a look at what it should look like. And it is this pre-image started here and it went all the way around 270 degrees, and this is now my image. And the A value is still the closest to the origin because it is spinning. And if I were to rotate this one more time, 90 degrees, it would put it right back in its original location. 360 is a complete circle. Okay, guys, so again for today, this is just practicing these rotation rules. All right, there is a practice assignment for you that is posted on Canvas right above this video. It is a Khan Academy practice where you will physically be moving shapes around a coordinate plane and practicing identifying what the new coordinates of each point will be from your pre-image to your image. All right, guys, until next time.